I live in Vegas. Half my friends are strippers and the other half are real estate agents. I live in Vegas. Of course, I always complain about living here, but we'll literally never move because the rent is so cheap. In Vegas, the only men to date out here are club promoters, degenerate gamblers, or
Vegas is it's spiritual warfare out here, and you see lots of demons.
Oh yeah.
Lots of demons.
Okay.
In people and weird scary entities that's not from this realm.
Vegas isn't called Sin City for nothing. The moment the lights turn on, people stop hiding who they really are. No rules, no limits, just temptation everywhere. I've been all over the world, but Vegas feels different. People don't come here to relax, they come here to lose control. And sometimes, what happens in Vegas doesn't stay there. It follows you for life.
This realm and yeah, I've came witness to a few of them, and I've witnessed a few really dark things. So
Unfortunately, HIV is not curable, and most people who have HIV have no idea they have HIV.
They got people who will still sleep with you and they pee hole burning. It's itching down there.
Some people already know they're infected, and instead of warning others, they hide it behind fake love and fake trust. That's the terrifying part. By the time the truth comes out, the damage is already done. And once your life changes forever, their excuse is always the same. I didn't know, but deep down, some people knew exactly what they were doing.
Over 18,000 people have HIV in Philadelphia.
The test results came back this evening, and I have some good news and bad news.
Okay. I'd rather... Can I get the bad news first?
Yes. So you tested positive for HIV/AIDS, and we're gonna have to do a little bit more blood work, and we'll need a follow-up on the 31st.
Okay.
Areas with the highest HIV cases in Nevada. At number 15, it is Elko, 60 cases. At number 14, it is Pahrump, 90 cases. At number 13, it is Fernley, 100 cases. At number 12, it is Mesquite, 120 cases. At number 11, it is Carson City, 150 cases. At number 10, it is Boulder City, 170 cases. At number 9, it is Sparks, 240 cases. At number 8, it is North Las Vegas, 600 cases. At number 7, it is Henderson, 720 cases. At number 6, it is Reno, 850 cases. At number 5, it is Paradise, 950 cases. At number 4, it is Sunrise Manor, 1,000 cases. At number 3, it is Enterprise, 1,100 cases. At number 2, it is Spring Valley, 1,500 cases. At number 1, it is Las Vegas, 4,100 cases.
Some people will know they have an STD and purposely sleep with you unprotected so that you catch it too.
Not gonna lie to you, sometimes I literally forget I have HIV.
What?
Every time I go outside, the whole weekend, I end up sick with.
She really said she forgot she has HIV, and that tells you everything. Some people try so hard to escape their reality, they stop thinking about the damage they can cause to others. That's why trust alone isn't enough anymore. One bad decision, one moment thinking you found the one, and your entire life changes. Because the scary part is, you can't tell who's hiding something just by looking at them.
Outside, the whole weekend, I end up sick with something.
and you know that you have an STD, then you need to inform people of that. Because when you don't, and you infect that person, you are changing their life forever, and they are making a decision that they do not know.
People will lie straight to your face and swear they're clean just to lower your guard. I got tested, I got papers, but notice something, they always talk about proof yet never actually show it. That's the danger now. Blind trust can cost you everything. Protect yourself first, because once the truth comes out, it's already too late.
Like, this shit is going to change the rest of my life. And there's nothing I can do. And I'm embarrassed. And I'm humiliated, and I feel so stupid.
I found out I was HIV positive after noticing strange spots on my body and experiencing high fevers. It all started after a night out with my friend. I remember drinking a lot way, more than I should have. Things got so out of hand that I completely lost control of what I was doing. My friend tried to get me home safely, but we ended up arguing, and she decided to leave. I stayed at the party with some other friends and eventually met this guy. He seemed fun, and the last thing I remember was dancing and having a great time. The next morning, I woke up in his bed, confused and unable to recall most of the night. I left before he woke up, brushing it off like it was no big deal. I thought that night wouldn't have any consequences, but
A few minutes of pleasure can turn into a lifetime of regret. That's the part nobody thinks about in the moment. Some people will pressure you, guilt trip you, even get offended when you try to protect yourself, and that alone is a massive red flag. Thrill seekers only think about the excitement right now, but real consequences don't show up instantly, they hit later when there's no undo button left.
a month later, I started losing a lot of weight. I was constantly running a fever, had terrible headaches, and noticed strange spots appearing on my skin. That's when panic set in. Deep down, had a terrible feeling about what might have happened that night. I decided to go to the hospital, and that's when.
As summer approaches, pool party season has begun, but would you want to be in this pool in Vegas? People packed in swimsuit to swimsuit. We decided to test the water to see what's in it. And when these party goers learn what we found, they may want to get out of the pool. Here's Les Trent.
On the Las Vegas Strip, wild.
Look at that pool, hundreds of strangers packed together, nobody caring what's really in that water. That's Vegas. People come here to lose control, ignore limits, and do things they'd never dare do back home. And that's the danger. In a city where anything goes, common sense disappears first. One reckless moment in a place like this can follow you long after the vacation ends.
Pool parties like these are the hottest ticket in town. The pools are so jam-packed, it's standing room only, and just about anything goes. Sometimes it's so crowded you can hardly see the water. So you have to wonder, what about the condition of the water in all those pools? We sent a team of producers to collect water samples at 3 of the most popular pool clubs in Las Vegas. First up, Marquee Day Club at the swanky Cosmopolitan Hotel. The state of Nevada requires pools like this to keep the filtration system in continuous operation and keep the pool clean of debris, slime, and biofilm. But look what we found floating throughout the pool. Fingernails, cigarette butts, and all kinds of disgusting foamy debris.
What is that? Nasty, right? Nasty.
Our producers collected samples and then shipped them to IEH laboratories in Seattle, Washington for testing. Then the results were reviewed by Dr. Susan Whittier, clinical microbiologist at Columbia University.
So the results are in. What did you find?
Well, we found a lot of fecal bacteria in some of these pools. The potential for an infection occurring seems inevitable.
At the Marquee Day Club, the lab found a total bacteria count of 15 million.
That's crazy.
All right, to anybody that be out here just sleeping with anybody and letting anybody touch on their body, I hope you know about that new STD that they just confirmed as highly contagious and roaming around the U.S. It looks like ringworms. And it's been around for a little while, but it just made its way to the U.S. And that man in New York who caught it, who admits to sleeping with several people in California, yeah, it took him 4.5 months to get that mess cleared up. Had a bunch of rashes that looked like ringworms all over.
Sometimes people expose themselves without even realizing it. The way they talk, the energy they give off, the stories they keep bringing up, it makes you wonder what they're hiding behind the camera. But this is the scary part about today's world. Risky behavior gets normalized so much that people stop seeing the warning signs. And by the time you notice them, it's usually already too late.
His butt and his genitals and other places on his body, y'all better be more selective on who you sleeping with.
Vegas is dying and people say the city feels more demonic than ever.